In Trinidad and Tobago today, increasing numbers of young males are at risk. Their struggle to survive is often a tragic portrayal of a society unable to address and protect the rights of the child. In spite of natural beauty, rich culture, and abundant resources, including oil and natural gas, the experts agree there is a serious challenge, one that threatens to undermine the social fabric.
As we approach the 21st century, we're confronted with a whole new set of serious challenges that have to do with beyond survival. And they have to do with things such as domestic violence, which accounts for many homes being broken up and children being neglected and sometimes abused and becoming homeless or destitute, or being unable to function and benefit from the school system that it provided. We see the escalation of violence in the communities, such that there's youth-on-youth violence and the threat that many of the young people are not surviving beyond 18 to 25 years.
All right, when it comes to the question of street children, we can have three clear definitions of what constitutes a street child. And the first one will be children who work on the streets. And we see them all the time. They sell, they sell sweets and different things on the street. But because they spend so much time on the streets, they can be classified as a street child. And then we have those who would leave home and come and beg on the streets and then go back home. And then we have the clearest or cleanest definition of the street child, which is the child who lives and sleeps on the street.
We have street children who are sometimes driven out of their homes deliberately by single-parent mothers because the fathers, the new father, do not want the child in the house. And I think it has come down to a perception of a male child mirroring or challenging the macho-ness of the adult male. We expect to see more and more vagrancy on the streets. And if you notice, vagrancy in the streets has dropped in age. You have young vagrants, persons as young as late 20s, early 30s, simply because they are uneducated, they went on drugs, they face social isolation, they were rejected by their family members, they're ignored by the society, and they're given short shrift by the government. So if you don't fix the street children, you'll get increase in crime and you'll get increase in vagrancy.
Some of them try to work. If you could get them a job, they used to come to us. We would get them a job, they would go and work. We had some of them enroll in YTEP, in HYPE, but the problem is they don't live nowhere. So at the end of the day, program finish, they're back on the street. There's nowhere really to keep their books and stuff like that. So they would try, but eventually they would drop out. They would try but fail because they live in the street life. The street life is a wonderful life for our street youth because nobody could tell them, nobody's there to tell them anything, what to do, how to do it. They do what they want, how they want to do it, and they roam the streets at night, smoking their cigarettes, smoking their weed, and that is their life. That is the life that they love. They love that life. Some of them come as far as way from San Fernando to Port of Spain who have parents, but they just want that street life. And they get caught up and they're on the street.
From our experiences, there are now, situations where the boys are involved in male prostitution, where these men, and driving big Porsche cars, have families and working in corporate Trinidad, and they would pick up these boys in the night and pay them for sex. And the sad part about the thing is that there are older boys who actually pimp out the younger boys, so it's like a network on the streets, so that these men know who to go to for what they want.
But what are the solutions? Clearly, an integrated approach that includes government working hand in hand with social services and community support.
The question of the level of delinquency and criminal activities among teenagers and young adults in Trinidad and by extension the Caribbean could easily be solved in terms of identifying what are the range of factors that could have led to this situation. Let's go back in time. Let's find out how many were dropouts. Let's find out how many were abused by members of their family, whether it was physical abuse or sexually abused.
So that we hope to, to address the issues that cause the deviant behavior and not just punish the deviant behavior and ignore the causes of it. So that at Sophia House we offer them a safe, secure, environment that will enable them to grow and, a nurturing environment that will enable them to grow and become, productive, responsible citizens, as opposed to a correctional facility that conjures up, images of punishment and correction.
The United Nations Charter on the Rights of the Child features 54 wide-ranging articles. The right to education, information, protection from all forms of violence, healthcare, and social security, among other fundamental rights. The future of our society depends on how we tackle issues affecting our youth. The role of the media is vital to develop social awareness on children's rights and pressure governments to act on behalf of young people. Reporting from Trinidad and Tobago with an overview on the challenges affecting young people today, I'm Christopher Din Chong.